Here is lesson 27 for trombone. We will read numbers 63 and 64. Okay? As I've said before, make sure that you've already gone through this, you are already able to buzz it, you've already played through it, and you're ready to go. Okay? So let's buzz 63, and I'll play it. Here's your first note. Okay? Now buzz along, and I'll play it. 1, ready. Now, when you play through it, the most important thing, the number one important thing to do is make sure you get that quarter rest at the very end. For the last two measures, a lot of people will do this. That's not right. You have to have that quarter rest. Okay, if you don't have that quarter rest, the song is incorrect. And it's wrong, which is the same thing. So make sure you play it correctly. Make sure you read what's written. If there's a quarter rest, you have to play a quarter rest. All right, next, number 64. There's a couple things I want to talk to you about this. 1, 64 and 65. They're the same, aren't they? Depends on how you want to answer that question. In a sense, yes, they're the same. They're going to sound the same. Do they look the same? Mostly, but not completely. If you notice 64, if you look through it, all of your B's, E's, and A's are marked flat. They're marked, so you don't have to worry about it. That's what your music will look like after you have practiced through it and made your marks correctly. Okay, but take a look at number 65. There aren't flats written in for each of those notes. It's in the key signature. Okay? Key signature. Look at the top of your page. That tells you about a key signature. Your key signature is a collection of flats or sharps at the beginning of the line. You will never have both together. You'll never have a couple of sharps and a couple of flats together. It'll only be flats or sharps. Okay? We have 3 flats in our key signature. That very first flat, the one on the left, is on the B line. That tells you that all your B's are going to be B flats. The next one is on that third space. That's the E space. That means all of your E's are going to be E flats. And then the third and last flat is on the first space. That's your A. So all of your A's are going to be flat. Now, if you practice correctly and you mark your music correctly, your line will look like a combination of 64 and 65. It'll have the key signature that 65 has, but it'll also have the flats marked in like 64 does. Okay? 65 is how you're generally going to see music. Most of the time, you're not going to see it like 64. You're not going to see it written in. Sometimes you will. In the beginner music that we play, in the first couple of band pieces that we'll play, you will only have a key signature. So what does that mean? That means you have to take your pencil and mark it in. You have to mark in flat so you don't miss them. Okay? So pick one of them, 64 or 65, and let's buzz through it. But before we do that, our code word is Mozart. M-O-Z-A-R-T. What do you know about Mozart? You know that he was a classical composer. You know that he's written a lot of music. Okay? The most famous piece, which you've probably heard me play, if not, you probably will sometime soon, is the Mozart Clarinet Concerto. Mozart has written a lot of music. While you're on YouTube, go ahead and type in his name and find something for your instrument. Okay? All right, let's buzz through 64. Here's your first note. All right, you buzz it, I'll play it. 1, ready. Alright, now rewind it and play it along with me. And that will be lesson 27. Thank you for joining me.